All right, I got your email and I wanted. Oh, good, I do have the microphone going. Just double checking. I wanted to try and explain this in words, but it's easier to just make a video sometimes. So I'm actually using this cool little app here, Screencastify, and it records what's going on my screen, so the mouse and my voice. So it's a great way of explaining things. Chrome Web Store. All right, if you're on a PC, first you have to be in the Chrome browser. If you're not using the Chrome browser, just stop it. It is by far the best, so you can do a lot with it. On a PC, it's up here in the top left corner. See where it says Apps. On a Chromebook, it's down in the bottom left corner, and it'll be under the little magnifying glass. If you can't see this bookmark bar here, really important one. If you go to 3 hot dogs and you go to bookmarks, you go to Show Bookmark Bar. So you can see where it's off and on. It's a really, really helpful one for you and for students because then you can always see your bookmarks, and it becomes my entire life of navigating. So here's your web store. You can see examples of apps I've added. So these ones are apps. They live here or down in the magnifying glass if you're on a Chromebook. Extensions live up here. So apps are individual. You go into them and you just use them. Extensions run over top of other apps. So it's kind of interesting to see the difference. For example, I can use Screencastify in any other app. So some kind of are a layer on top and some are their own kind of little program. So just so you know the difference, because in the web store here, when I go in, you can see where you have Chrome apps, you have extensions. So then you can really see what the difference becomes. Some apps are just simply a link to a website. If you look back at my app list here, some are actually their own little programs. Some just take you to, say, the Nearpod website or the classroom website. But that's okay too, because it's nice to have that visual piece of everything in one place. So it's pretty cool. And once you add an app on one machine, it carries over. So if I signed into my Chromebook, I'd have the same apps. Things that are awesome. So if I go back to the App Store or the Web Store, I keep calling it the App Store because that's what it's called on, phones and all those other places. And this is where you can start to have a look. So looks like any other app store, like for your phone. The creative tools are pretty neat because you can start to see there's all sorts of stuff. For example, things that I like. New one I just found the other day. It's called Number Pieces. So I can go there, and to add it, you hit this blue Add to Chrome. If you already have it, it's green. And once you hit Add to Chrome, I don't actually want to add this one. You just have to hit Add App. So this is a really good one, for example. And you can launch your app from here or from your app list. Either or. This is a base 10 block one. It's fairly straightforward, but it's really great for building numbers. If you go to a little I here, it talks about how you can use it. You can break pieces apart. You can join them together. You can change colors for, say, ones, tens, hundreds. You can actually add math text into it. You can draw. You can duplicate. So it's pretty neat. So that's just one example of a really great app. Now, what I have, which I'll include in my email, is I have a list of Jen's favorite Chrome apps that are some really good ones to get you started. Or invite me up someday, and I can kind of run through my, 10 favorite Chrome apps in an hour. You'd be surprised. Kids catch on pretty fast. And just get you going with a few and get your class going with a few. But this is kind of my list, and I keep changing this list because new things keep getting invented all the time. So Clara Sketch, it doesn't work on PCs, but it works on Chromebooks. It's actually built just for Chromebooks. Look at me. It's great. You can change things. It works on Chromebooks. It's like Explain Everything. So here's all sorts of ones. Problem-solving pieces. Yes. Some little hints on Chromebooks. I did a whole section of math. So that's where, for example, Number Pieces. That's the one I just showed you, base 10 block awesomeness. If you teach music, I did a whole section on music, mostly because teachers have asked for different sections. So I just keep adding to this list as it goes. So I will make sure I put that in my email that I put this video in with, so you have it. So yeah, Chrome Web Store, pretty neat place. If you're looking at extensions, so for example, this one I'm using is called Screencastify, and it records the screen, so it's pretty neat. You'll see there's an app section, and then there's an extension section. And remember, these extensions float up here. So that's a really good one. If you don't use Read Write for Google, that's a favorite of mine. And we actually pay for it as an entire division. And what it does, so just let it, see how I added to Chrome, I hit add. The first time you use something, it also might say, see, look at that, tells me it's been added. And you know it's done when it turns to green. It's pretty neat. So if I go back to my doc here and I hit refresh. Give it a second to refresh. Mahaha, look at this. I have this little purple tab, which is pretty neat. And as I pull it down, see, and so this is why I wanted to show you this. The first time you add anything, it does ask for permissions for different things, which is a good thing. It doesn't just get into your stuff, and sometimes you need to authorize it like 4 times. So just a good example of when you go to open something the first time. Good to do that. If a student accidentally hits no on those, you have to remove it and add it again. To remove an app, they actually sit, or an extension. You can go, so 3 hot dogs, more tools, extensions, and you can start to see all the ones you have installed. So like Action Story, I do not want that. It's actually really bad. So I can just hit delete and remove. If you're over on your app list over here, you can also remove things here. Huda Math, not a very good one. So I'm going to go remove from Chrome. There you go. So that's how you get rid of them too. Things that are good to know once I show people how to add 7,000 of them. So when I'm in my doc, check this out. So if I highlight something, I hit play.
Work like EDU creations or explain everything on an iPad. Only work.
So it reads. It also goes text to speech. So if I go like this, I can move it down. Just hello, good morning. There you go. See, you can just talk. It does its thing. I'm going to get rid of that because this is, ooh. It also has word prediction. So as I start typing, it wants to guess what I'm typing. And it also can read. So as I start typing, it wants to try and figure out what I'm trying to type. So it's really good for students who really struggle with spelling. So if I just start typing, and it'll read the words for me. Beginning. So it's really helpful for students. So yeah, it's a really good one for literacy pieces because it will read things out. It had text to speech, speech to text, and word prediction. So an amazing app. Really, really good. Really good. I could show you 7,000 more, but that's where we're at right now. If you want me to make another video and show you more, I certainly can, but I don't want to overwhelm you. That's probably long enough. So Chrome Web Store, you can add things, apps and extensions. I will send you my list of current favorites to get you started. If you have more questions, feel free to ask. Thanks.